So let's talk.
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We want to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Now, Rob G, do we have sound on this? Or was this the story? Can you jump in? Charles Robinson, friend of the Odd Couple guy, I knew when he worked at the Oakland Press. And you remember the Oakland Press, right? The newspaper in Oakland County, Michigan.
Yeah, yep.
Charles Robinson was a sports writer back then, and now he's at Yahoo. Has been a big star for a long time. Rob G?
That's right. So Charles penned this column that came out earlier on Friday, previewing this Chiefs-Bills game, which all due respect to the Eagles-Commanders. It is the game of the weekend. It's the one everyone's talking about. We just talked about it's likely going to be the most watched AFC Championship game in television history. And the reason why everybody is so interested in this game is not just that the Chiefs are going for a three-peat. It's that Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, in their careers, have developed this, as some people are calling it, a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning-like rivalry. They're 4-4 against each other head-to-head in their career. Now, obviously, Patrick Mahomes won in the playoffs, and that's where the rubber meets the road. But everybody's saying that this is the next quarterback rivalry. Well, Charles Robinson, in his column, and it's actually an opinion piece, said that's premature. And here's the reason why. As good as Josh Allen is, I know there's the 4-4, and he's put on some great performances in the playoffs against Patrick Mahomes. Until he actually beats him in the postseason, this cannot be a rivalry. This cannot be Manning versus Brady because it's all been one-sided.
It's hard to argue with that take because for a while, and you know this too, Kelvin, being from Ann Arbor, the rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State was dead for a while when Ohio State won 14 out of 15 or whatever that number.
Yeah, it got
Remember that?
It was a bad stretch.
It was a terrible stretch. It was like rivalry. Like you got to win once in a while to make it a rivalry. And I can't disagree with Charles from that standpoint. Where are you on this?
No, I mean, that's the thing. I think when I think of Josh Allen, his rival is Lamar Jackson for me. That's the more proper comp to me when I think of their rivalry. I think of the guys who are trying to do this. Right now, Patrick Mahomes, from a football standpoint, is chasing ghosts. Like, he's chasing Joe Montana for our starters. And I'm with you on that. That's fair. Let's not do Joe like that.
I'm just saying. I'm always sensitive to that.
No, you should. No. He deserves it. Like,
the guy
just
didn't
10 years ago, he was the GOAT.
The guy didn't do anything. He's 4-0. Like, everybody acts like he didn't play. Like, I hear they make these lists, and I think it's wrong.
Joe Montana, it's like NBA to me. There's like 3 or 4 guys you say are the GOAT. I can understand. I might think it's person X, A, B, or C, but I'm with that. Joe Montana absolutely can jump in the riddle of this ring and say, nah, I'm the GOAT, and that's a fair point he would make. So, but that's who he's facing. He's chasing Tom. He's chasing Joe Montana, and really that's it. So he doesn't have a rival. It's kind of like a stretch where Kobe really didn't have a rival because his only rival was Jordan, and Jordan was out the league. So it's like I'm chasing the guy who's got 6. Well, I've got 3, then 4. Then 5. Can I get to 6? You know what I mean? And I'm chasing that. He ain't got no rival.
I never
Patrick
thought
Mahomes.
he was chasing Michael Jordan. I never did.
Man, the man walked, chewed gum,
no, I'm talking
talked.
I'm talking about like he could pass Jordan. I never thought Kobe could pass.
Well,
Jordan.
I mean, I think there was an era.
I'm just saying that's me. I didn't.
Yeah.
Like the LeBron thing, I get it where people are
right.
But I never
because it looked different.
And
See,
because Kobe had Shaq, and that is the part that whether people want to acknowledge it or not. And Rob G, you're a Lakers fan all through and through. Shaq was a dominant player, a big time part of that. When they won those
Shaq's a beast.
Yeah, it's hard to just say that was Kobe. It just wasn't.
No, without a doubt. But I mean, someone would argue it was Phil Jackson, it was Dennis Rodman, it was Pippen, not just Jordan. When it was just Jordan, he was just scoring 35 a game and wasn't doing nothing.
Those other guys could have won the MVP during that time, like Pippen. Like I hear that all the time. Why didn't Pippen win an MVP?
No, he wasn't Mike. Have you heard him lately?
No.
Hey, real quick, Phil Jackson has said a few times that he thought Scottie Pippen was a better overall player than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
He did say that.
I'm just saying, could he have won MVP if he was so great in any of those? And then he didn't go on to win anything.
Rob, why
I'm
you
not
arguing with me?
with you.
Call up Phil
No,
Jackson.
well,
That's
I'm trying to
a bad
get you
thing.
I'm trying to get
Because
you to
he's
change your
adding
point of
everything.
view, like I always do.
Scottie Pippen was a better on-ball defender than Mike. He was a better passer than Mike, but the buck stopped there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, all right now. Mike was a heck of a defender, not the best, but a heck of a defender, infinitely better scorer. You know, and
You weren't giving Scottie Pippen the last shot of the game.
Yeah, and
So what you're saying is that
got
Michael was just a better scorer, and then Scottie did everything else better.
And what got the best out of Scottie, you have to attribute a large portion of that to Mike. The reason we got the Scottie that we got is because Mike had to push him. And Scottie admits it. The one thing about Scottie Pippen be acting like the last dance didn't happen. Like we didn't have him on camera admitting things and saying things, because he switched it up annually. Me and Mike were best of friends. Next time, I ain't talked to him in 10 years. Next time, man, we couldn't have did it without him. He pushed us, he drove. Next time, we absolutely could have won. He just told us, Rob, he just said he could have won 6 without Mike.
Crazy.
He just said he could have won 6 without Mike. Now, Pip, come on, Pip. Don't go out like this. Don't go out like this. We love you. Some people say y'all the best duo ever, best Batman and Robin. Like, don't go out like this, Pippen. But back to my point. That's what Patrick Mahomes is doing, in my opinion. He doesn't have a rival, right? Who would it be? Josh Allen hasn't beat him in the postseason. Lamar can't beat him in the postseason. The combined of those two don't have a single Super Bowl ring to their name.
Here's the only thing, though. I got to admit.
Okay.
Josh Allen, and you everything has to have context. Do you remember in Kansas City him driving down? I thought he had finally got over the hump with 13 seconds to go. That was as dramatic as you can be. And then the coaches let him down, obviously, by kicking off. You remember that with 13 seconds.
Yeah.
If you squib that, 6-7 seconds might go off the clock. You know, it was the most unbelievable thing I'd ever seen. But if you remember that was his moment that was taken away. Do you remember?
Yeah, but you know, it's
I know
crazy.
he hasn't won the game,
right.
but I'm just saying it's not
That
like
was it's like how you felt about Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. Like that was about to be the moment.
Yep, that was the moment. Yep, and we got it robbed from us.
The crazy part though is, to me, that you mentioned earlier, Patrick Mahomes doesn't have one of the top 25.
That was before last
quarterback.
year. Yeah,
right, but even last year, right, he doesn't. And I that makes sense. That's not a far-fetched idea. But I would say that was probably his greatest playoff moment. Like, he had 13, 14 seconds, and what he did, and the craziest part, it's a compliment to him, it's a compliment to Steph Curry, what I'm about to say, is that he's so good and so special that we all went, oh, shoot. And I don't know about you two, Robs, but I ain't never thought with somebody with 14 seconds that far away went, he might do something. And it's like Steph Curry. He shoots a half-court shot. He shoots from the other free throw line. You go, wait, hold on, before I go get this guacamole, that might go in. And Patrick Mahomes has become that, where he can do some of the most magical things. You're like, no way, that's not okay. No way he's about to throw this pass like that. No way he's going to make this 3rd and 11 scramble like he's Lamar Jackson. He ain't that fast. So to me, that's probably his greatest playoff moment. To me, was that 14 seconds. You agree, Robs?
No, that was a moment. Obviously, I mean, there's no doubt about it. That was the thing that they were talking about, was just Super Bowl. But I get it. I just thought, for a guy who's won as much as he has, it's kind of incredible when you talk about the coming back from 10 points, right? In the Super Bowl, and he doesn't have a signature throw or touchdown or some moment.
He really doesn't.
Which is
crazy. I completely agree,
right?
That on paper that makes zero sense.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense considering that he's got comebacks. Rob G, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, that's, as far as his postseason legacy, that's probably the moment.
It. Yeah, that's the moment.
And that's it. But it's not an indictment on him, so to speak, because it's more of a compliment to that specific moment. Because in the first Super Bowl against San Francisco, he hit Tyreek Hill on a 3rd and 10 for like a 40-yard play. So that could have been one. And then in this last one against San Francisco, he marches them down the field. He has a couple of key scrambles to convert 3rd downs. and he throws the game-winning touch. Like if that's Tom Brady's highlight reel in Super Bowls is a 6-yard out route and a field goals.
But no,
and that's not disrespecting Tom Brady.
No, you're right. You're right.
The first three are Adam Vinatieri kicking field goals.
No, you're right.
And if Adam Vinatieri misses 2 field goals, like the Bill, say he was the Bills kicker, and you miss, Tom Brady's whole legend would be totally different. Like that, he had one of the great kickers. Now the other thing though, when you talk about, oh man, you were just saying. Go ahead, Kelvin. I was thinking something else. Go ahead.
I had brought up the plays, and I had brought up Steph Curry just becoming just so great at something that we all kind of go, oh, I expect that from him. Hey, Steph Curry shot a 3/4 court shot. You expect to go in. Patrick Mahomes is, to his credit, man, he's gotten to that place where it's like you just expect. Like if I told you they're down 10, 3.5 minutes left, he's got to the place but they got the ball, you would be like, they're probably going to find a way to win. Similarly, how I felt.
You know what?
I
found it. Okay, here it is. This is what I was thinking about. All right, when the Rams won the Super Bowl with Stafford, he threw a game-winning touchdown to win the game, right? Wasn't that to Cooper Kupp?
Yep.
Okay, that was a game-winning. Normally, when you're the quarterback, you throw a game-winning touchdown to win the Super Bowl. Aren't you the MVP?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but he had 2 picks and the one that was dropped. So he didn't get it. So something, you know what I mean? So it's not automatic. Like you think about a Super Bowl moment or whatever. That was Matthew Stafford had his, and yet that didn't account for like a great moment, which is weird. Should have been. Like Big Ben's.
I'll tell you what, it says a lot about Patrick Mahomes because you guys are talking about moments right now, and the aura, like as Kelvin's saying, he's like Steph Curry, or he's like, Jordan or Kobe, where you're down by 7 in 2 minutes, but you're not really surprised that they're going to come back and win because he has that kind of magic.
That's why this year is the one year that I think it would just be fitting that all the luck that it would be, they hit the upright, or there's something that ends this run for them, and you'll go back and go, they've been getting lucky all year.
Well, here's the thing, seriously, though, Rob. That's fair. With Patrick Mahomes, we started this conversation is, the rivalry and whether or not he even has one. Not only does he have the aura or the luck, how you call it, if you just take that part out, he's got the hardware, he's got the rings, and he has the stats. You would legitimately have to put together Lamar Jackson as a regular season player and Josh Allen as a postseason player to get one Patrick Mahomes. Like he's on a different tier
at this point
than everybody else right now.
At this point, I agree with that. I agree, but that doesn't mean that it can't change, and that's the thing that I think as time goes on. Now he's doing all this winning, and here's the other thing: say they don't win, okay, and he's got his 3 championships, right? He doesn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And things start to change. Andy Reid retires, Kelsey, you know what I mean? And then Tom Brady went 9 years without winning before the second wave. I wonder how they'll look at him as you go further on and say they don't win again. Just say he doesn't win again in his career. Do you see what made Tom Brady different was that he was able to win the second wave. There's a second wave there is what I'm saying to you. And if he goes on and doesn't win again, and Lamar gets to the Super Bowl and wins twice, or Josh Allen wins 2 or 3 times, do you know what I mean? Like it will change the conversation.
I think the things that will help him is that kind of how people say, like you say against LeBron, you say Steph got a bunch on his watch, the LeBron watch.
That's
there will be that Patrick Mahomes will be able to say, I was smoking y'all on y'all watch for a long time. I won 3 in a row, or potentially, or if you said you leave it at 3, then I got 3 on y'all clock. Y'all didn't really beat me. You know what I mean? Like I just think he'll have that edge on them. And
but you see what I'm saying as you go further.
Listen, Lamar has the chance because of the MVPs.
Because of the MVPs.
And if he mess around and at the end of his career, they're sitting there both 3 rings, maybe 3. Even if
Lamar
has 4,
has 5
but Lamar
MVPs,
has 3,
right?
It gets like, what was your cup of tea? It can get there, but they got. It starts with this Sunday, Josh beating him.
No doubt.